The Master Script, Trading Psychology and the Rational Framework. 1. The Invisible Wall, Emotions versus Goals. Did you know that a staggering 80% of all trading losses could be prevented if you simply became more self-aware? There is a profound truth in this industry. If you do not learn to separate your identity from your emotions while trading, your emotions will eventually separate you from your life goals. The primary factor that distinguishes unsuccessful traders from the elite is emotional control. However, we need to clarify one thing. Emotions are not the problem. They are not inherently evil. In fact, they are vital signals designed for you to use and learn from. You should treat your emotions as symptoms of a sickness. Get curious about what they are trying to communicate. Become a psychological detective. Get excited about uncovering clues and understanding what they truly mean for your performance. Many traders cling to the myth that you must control or kill your emotions to succeed. This is simply not true. What you must do instead is develop the ability to first recognize your emotions and then understand them deeply. Once you understand what you're dealing with, you can develop a concrete plan to manage those emotions the moment they arise. 2. Channeling the fire, the Michael Jordan mentality. Emotions are not necessarily negative. In the world of trading, there is no such thing as good or bad emotions. There's only energy. If used correctly, emotions can actually fuel your performance to new heights. Think about Michael Jordan, the greatest NBA player of all time. He didn't ignore his anger. He was a master at reading into it and channeling that fire directly into his performance. This is a skill that any of us can learn to cultivate. Let me share a personal story. A few years ago, I was having dinner with my aunt, one of the most discouraging people I've ever known. She told me to my face that I would never make it in life, and that I'd never amount to anything, just like my father. I took that personally. Instead of crumbling, I used that as fuel to become the best version of myself. Whenever I feel like giving up today, I think about all the people who doubted me and those who didn't believe in my vision. I wanted to succeed so badly just to prove them wrong, and eventually, I did. Use your anger as fuel. Work in silence and let your success be the noise. Don't treat your critics with kindness. Haunt them with your success. 3. The $10,000 disaster, a lesson in gambling. Back when I was a broke 17-year-old college student, I managed to grow a small $500 account into $10,000. But instead of withdrawing my profits, greed took over. I wanted to turn that $10,000 into $50,000 just to see how far I could go. The next day, the non-farm payroll, NFP, data was scheduled for 8:30 p.m. Singapore time. I told myself, why not try your luck for some quick profits? That, my friends, is called gambling, not trading. When the news dropped, the price started collapsing. I immediately entered a sell position with a massive 3 standard lot size. My heart was pounding because I was risking my entire life savings on a single trade. It was all or nothing. Suddenly, the market reversed against me, skyrocketing 100 pips. I was margin called instantly. My account hit zero. Actually, it went into the negative. I froze. I was so devastated that I cried on my bed and punched my pillow in a rage. I regretted that trade so much. I wished I could turn back time and just withdraw my profits. I was back at square one with $0. The worst part? I had just told my parents I made thousands of dollars and could potentially do this full time. I couldn't bring myself to tell them the truth. The next day, I lied to my dad and asked for $1,000 for school fees. I immediately deposited half of that back into a trading account. Desperate to get my $10,000 back, I started revenge trading. I forced trades where there were no opportunities or confluences. Bad trades led to more losses, and I blew that account too. My dad was 60 years old at the time, working incredibly hard as a real estate agent to keep food on the table. The embarrassment I felt when he asked where the money went was unbearable. I repeated this cycle of depositing and blowing accounts until one day I was so sick of losing that I decided to finally get my act together. I began studying trading psychology and the mental game, which is exactly why I'm making this video. I want to remind you that technical analysis is not the whole story. You must defeat the mental game. 4. The 3 harsh truths in the art of detachment. The most fatal mistake you can make is becoming attached to your trades. When you are attached, you focus on how you want things to be, rather than acknowledging what they are. If you are emotionally tied to your wins and losses, your trading journey will be a living hell. For example, imagine you enter a buy position. The price starts falling heavily. Instead of being flexible and pivoting to a sell, you marry your trade. You sit there praying to God that the market will reverse so you can get back to break even. But the market doesn't care. It goes down further until you are forced out with a massive loss. In reality, the market is neither good nor evil, it is simply moving. To trade well, you need peace of mind, and to get that, you must learn detachment. Emotional control isn't the final answer. Emotional resolution is. You must develop the ability to stand aside and observe not just the market action, but your own thinking process. Watch the market with curiosity, not judgment. You must accept these three harsh truths. 1. The market is always right. 2. The market does not care about you. 3. The market is not a human, but an irrational, uncontrollable entity. 5. Step 1. Mapping the pattern. The rational framework. I want you to monitor your emotions before, during, and after every trade. This is how you get to know your trader self. My system for emotional resolution starts with mapping your pattern. On a macro level, you need to understand your overall emotional volatility. On a micro level, you need to recognize what these reactions look like in real time so you can minimize damage. Look closely at the specific thoughts and actions that are automatically triggered. For example, you're scrolling through Twitter and see someone saying a coin is up 20%. Immediately, you feel FOMO, fear of missing out. On the surface, it looks like greed, but if you dive deeper, it might actually be anger. You might be pissed off because others are making money and you aren't, which violates your sense of control. You need to write down exactly what is going through your mind in these moments. When you map patterns like FOMO, greed, and doubt, you'll realize they happen consistently. If you don't fix the root, they will haunt you forever. I have created the rational framework to help you do this, and it's available for free in the description. Here is how you use it. Triggers. What compelled you to enter? Thoughts. What was your mind telling you? Emotions. How did you feel before and after? Behavior. What did you do with the position? Actions. What were your physical actions? Decision making. Did you move your stop loss unnecessarily? Market perception. Were you imposing your will on the market? Trading mistakes. Be honest about revenge trading or forcing setups. 6. Step 2. Identifying the roots of the problem. You cannot correct a problem that you cannot see. To find the real reason behind your struggles, you must dig deeper into hidden flaws and biases. Think about why most traders are profitable on a demo account but fail on a live account. On demo, you are calm and precise because the results don't matter. Losing has no impact on your life, so emotions aren't involved. It's like a basketball player who makes every free throw in practice but misses in the NBA, or an actor who stutters on stage despite a perfect rehearsal. The flaw isn't that you feel emotions on a live account. The flaw is the expectation that you should be able to trade live without emotions. That is impossible. Furthermore, there is no quick fix for greed or fear. It is a learning process. Treat yourself like an athlete. If you want to be the LeBron James of trading, you must make sacrifices. Your life must revolve around your performance. This means getting enough sleep, eating a healthy diet, and exercising, so your mind and body are optimized to perform. To identify the root, follow these 4 steps. Describe the problem in detail. Explain why you think you have this problem. Identify why the logic in step 2 is flawed. Come up with a correction for that flawed logic. 7. Step 3. Correcting the problem and injecting logic. Instead of focusing only on growing your account, focus on consistently correcting your greatest weaknesses. These weaknesses are what hold you back from profitability. This step is where you attack the problem in real time. Remember, when emotions are high, logic is low. You must ensure your logic is so clearly defined in your mind that it can stop emotional patterns in their tracks. As soon as you recognize a trigger, take a deep breath, stand up, or take a walk. Then inject logic to drown out the emotion. Talk to yourself using logical sentences. Lacking confidence? Say, I've spent thousands of hours on this plan. Am I really going to let one trade change it? Scared to fail? Say, sometimes the risk of staying on the sidelines is the greater risk. Losing focus? Say, trading is a serious business. It demands my best right now. I can focus on other things after the session. By increasing your logic, you overpower your emotions. Create achievable weekly goals and daily benchmarks. Focus on sucking less, rather than just making money. If you focus on execution rather than the P and L, you will tolerate the ups and downs much better. 8. The gambler's fallacy and the law of large numbers. Throughout your life, you've been conditioned to think that losses are bad. In school, you're judged for bad grades. At work, you're scolded for mistakes. Naturally, we feel that a trading loss is a personal failure. But what if I told you losses are not bad? Imagine you are playing roulette. If it lands on red 6 times in a row, do you expect the next one to be black? That is the gambler's fallacy. It's the belief that a random event is influenced by previous outcomes. In trading, anything can happen at any time. Once you accept that the market is unpredictable, it becomes easier to take a loss without it damaging your self-esteem. Every trade is unique and has no memory of the last one. Even if you are 100% confident, the outcome of a single trade is essentially random. Embrace the fact that losses are inevitable. If you can't accept small losses, you will eventually take a massive one. The difference between elite traders and everyone else is the ability to accept unpredictability in the short term, while having total faith in the law of large numbers in the long term. When you see trading as a probability game, win or lose, or right or wrong, no longer matters. 9. The peak performance cycle. Plan, trade, review. To achieve peak performance, you need a structured approach, just like an athlete. I have a 3-step cycle for you. Plan the trade. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Your trading plan must define your entries, exits, and position sizing. It exists to redirect your decision-making away from your emotions. Trade the plan. A plan is useless unless executed religiously. Fear comes from uncertainty. A proven plan removes that uncertainty. Do the right thing at the right time. Review and adjust. Athletes review their game tapes. You must review your trades for small improvements. Sobering fact: 90% of your losses occur because you didn't follow your plan. You moved your stop loss because you were afraid to be wrong, or you over-leveraged out of greed. Most psychology issues vanish the moment you follow your plan with unwavering discipline. Focus on the process, not the short-term results. 1 trade is random. 100 trades is an edge. 10. Conclusion: you are 1 trade away. If trading is a video game, I have just given you the cheat codes to win. To participate in my 200,000 funded account giveaway, make sure you watch all 4 videos of the Roadmap to Mastery series and follow me on my social accounts linked below. I'll be picking 2 lucky winners soon. Watching this once is not enough. You have been conditioned to be a losing trader for years. To rewire your brain, you need to rewatch this series and, more importantly, take action. Utilize this as a tool to find the answers that are already inside you. You don't need to use every strategy I mentioned. Just grab what is useful and implement it immediately. How are you going to live the next 5 years of your life? Because 5 years from now, you will arrive at a destination. The question is, where will you be, and who will you have become? Now is the time to design your future. Stop waiting. Check out the resources in the description. And as always, remember, you are just 1 trade away.